Shabbat Shalom and welcome for part 3, where we're going to talk about everything that we did watch in episode 2. So let's get right into it. Simon and Andrew obviously are in an extremely desperate situation with their tax debt and now the plan that Simon has come up with to betray the merchant fishermen. Betraying your fellow Jewish brothers, especially working with the Romans back then, was almost unthinkable to do in those times. This is why you're seeing Andrew express his reticence at going along with Simon's plan or even having to accept that plan. He doesn't like this plan at all because betraying your Jewish brothers is highly frowned upon. As desperate as Andrew may be, he does not want to turn in his Jewish brothers. Eden is also extremely upset with Simon for working on a day of rest, working on the Sabbath, also something that was unthinkable and unheard of back then. You can see how upset Eden gets at the notion that Simon thinks going out to fish is more important than observing the Sabbath. She can tell that he is hiding the truth. She just doesn't know quite what it is yet. Eden does give Simon a great reminder that I think we can all live by sometimes when we're trying to figure things out on our own. You don't answer to me, you answer to God. So what do you think? Do you think Simon's going to go through with his plan? Let me know in the comments. Nicodemus has obviously been shaken by his experience in the Red Quarter after his failure to exorcise the demons that were possessing Mary. He is absolutely astonished that Lilith became Mary, and he wants to go investigate this for himself, see it with his own eyes. He cannot comprehend how this miracle took place. If you can remember from episode 1, he stated to his students that she was beyond human care. Only God himself could have cured her. Little does Nicodemus know at this point, that's exactly who healed Mary. You can also start to see, because of this experience, Nicodemus is getting very irritated when other people, his wife, his house guests, they start comparing him to God, like, you make us whole, and he has to redirect them. Only God can do that. I love the line that Mary has in their conversation between Nicodemus and Mary. I was once one way, and now I'm completely different. And the thing that happened in between was him. No matter how far gone you think you may be, no matter how lost someone may feel, if you have an interaction with Jesus, it can change everything for you. I find it a little ironic, for those Alanis Morissette fans, a little too ironic, that Mary saves a place for Elijah at her table by accident. Normally you do only do that for the Seder meal at Passover, but Mary does it in this instance because she doesn't really know any better. And then ironically, who takes that seat? Was it Elijah himself? Some may say, but we all know the Son of God ends up sitting in that seat. Did you catch all the differences in the Shabbat dinners? The difference between Mary's Shabbat, Simon, Eden, and Andrew's Shabbat, Nicodemus and his wife, all of his house guests? Did you catch those differences? All the materialistic things that Nicodemus's wife seems to be hung up on. Once again, Andrew and Eden feeling kind of the shame, the pain of Simon leaving in the middle of Shabbat dinner. And then there was Mary's. Mary's wholesomeness, Mary's wholeheartedness in wanting to do it the right way. She's been redeemed. She wants to give thanks back to God. She wants to honor God in the way that she was taught as a little girl. So you don't need all those fancy things. You don't need fancy words in your prayers. You just need to have an earnest heart like Mary did. That's all Jesus cares about. Did you happen to notice the one that Jesus did show up to? It was Mary's. That's all I have for my post-show notes of episode 2. So if you want to know where you can go in the Bible to find some of the stuff that we watched today, I'm going to let you know about that right now. The creation of the day of rest comes from Genesis chapter 2, the first 3 verses, 1, 2, and 3. Sabbath is mentioned in the 10 Commandments. That comes from Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11, and the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 12 to 15. And then the poem, Woman of Valor, Who Can Find? That comes from Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 31. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Shane. I am the Bible Study Dude. I hope you will join me for more episodes of The Chosen. I'll see you right back here soon for episode 3.